Hi, I'm your host, Angela Kane, and welcome to the Destinations video series sponsored by the Indiana GPS Project. Today on Destinations, our focus is job creation. Investing in and fostering the growth of Indiana's small businesses and entrepreneurs is essential to our economic health. Providing resources that help expand access to entrepreneurship and support, particularly for women-owned and minority-owned businesses, has the power to not only lift up individuals, but entire communities and regions, as well as create more jobs. But turning a passion or idea into a thriving business isn't easy, especially when facing economic and educational barriers. So how do we work together to overcome these challenges, create jobs, and expand access to better opportunities? Well, today we'll take a look at one such program in Fort Wayne, as well as in Northwest Indiana, both working to help Hoosiers realize their dreams. The Build Institute provides business development training and supports the development of minority businesses. Let's meet Troas Hart, Community Development Director for the City of Fort Wayne. Troas, please tell us how you got involved with Build and how it can help our people and our state.
There was a number of people from Fort Wayne that went to Detroit to learn about the Build Institute. We had heard how it had invigorated entrepreneurship for the community and was making a transformation there. And we have been fortunate to have the same success happen here in Fort Wayne. Part of that is following the model. It is also having representation of our facilitators and our connections in the community to tap into the audience we wanted to recruit, which was primarily women and people of color, who are usually underconnected to opportunities for entrepreneurship.
Great opportunities for them. So how does Build work?
We have business coaches that sit down with each graduate, and based on their stage of development, they receive a custom next steps plan. And if you're ready to start, we consider stage 3, those individuals. If you're ready to start, our business coach follows them for 6 months to ensure they have the proper connections they need to be successful in their new venture.
I understand the Build program has been quite successful. What's driving the excitement?
There's many people talking about it. And for example, our first group of graduates was in June of 2019, and that group told everybody they knew. We filled up cohort after cohort after cohort with very little advertising because the people who went through it were so impressed with what it did for them that they wanted to share it with others. Angela, women and people of color are underconnected to opportunities for entrepreneurship. This has been the case for many generations. So if you have not been exposed to entrepreneurship principles or know someone in your family who's been an entrepreneur themselves, you may not have the understanding or knowledge of the connections you need or the funding or the process. So reaching out to entrepreneurs and people of color is incredibly important to help them gain those connections.
Connections are important. As an entrepreneur, I know firsthand. Thank you, Troas. Next, let's meet Renee Bradley, a facilitator of the Build Institute program. Renee, please tell us how you got involved with Build and how it can help our people and our state.
Well, the way the Build program has impacted me personally is that it's created this, this is so warm and fuzzy, but it's created some really awesome relationships and pride for me and our community and what we're doing for women, for people of color, and for our entrepreneurs. Hearing about people's dreams and passions and that they want to be a bus driver because they used to volunteer at a nursing center when they were a kid, or that they used to volunteer for their church and do lot cleanup, so now they're starting a lot cleanup business. These are passions and dreams that have been living within them for years often, and they just didn't know where to start, what the framework was, and they felt alone in the process. So having something like Build that can just encourage them, that can give them a network to lean on, and where they can realize that even though they feel like they might not quite know what they're doing, that nobody does initially, I think is a huge boost to our entrepreneurial ecosystem here. So I'm just really proud of the work we're doing. I'm really proud of my students, and it just gives me so much joy and pride to watch them flourish.
I love to hear that, Renee. So you are helping turn people's dreams into businesses to serve their community. And it really sounds like it has not just a tangible impact, but an incredibly positive chain reaction effect. Now let's meet an entrepreneur for the Build Institute. Janice Hodges is the 100th Women-Owned Build Institute graduate and founder of Hodges Transportation Services. Janice, before we start off, let me say congratulations. Now, can you tell us a bit about your experience? How did the Build program help you realize your dream?
So when I started the program, I had no idea of what to do. And we had a book and we had homework to do every week. And so during the homework, it was also part of getting my business ready. And I started talking about my childhood, had a lot to do with what I'm doing. I guess I just went back all the way back to growing up with my mother and then my grandmother, watching them taking care of elderly and disabled people, that it just made sense to me. That's what I was raised in, and that's what I want to do and carry on their work.
That is so touching, Janice. So first, I'd like to thank you for sharing your story. We hope others will be inspired to reflect and discover their purpose and possibly find their life's calling. How's the business going?
Things are getting ready to happen, and I'm already thinking about buying another vehicle so I can serve the public more.
Now we also want to hear from Heather Innes, President and CEO of the Northwest Indiana Forum, to tell us about an exciting program that is happening in her corner of the state.
One of the things that just got rolled out for Northwest Indiana was the NWI Biz Hub. This was through our Small Business Development Center, Center of Workforce Innovations, and our community foundations all came together to work on this. And it really delineates resources that are available for not just for small business, but for entrepreneurs and innovators as they're trying to take their business to the next level. So some really exciting things that are happening, not just with companies that are mature, but happening with companies that are at that first and second stage, as well as Main Street business. So really a great resource for that. We're also working on Impact Labs, which is in partnership with the universities around Northwest Indiana, specifically focusing on entrepreneurship and innovation and commercialization, and continuing to grow those products that are made within Northwest Indiana to be able to be capitalized on here and grow those businesses. So we're excited about both of those endeavors.
Thank you to Trellis, Renee, Janice, and Heather for joining us today. Build in Fort Wayne and the NWI Biz Hub are just two of many programs in Indiana working to help entrepreneurs learn how to turn their passions into businesses, serving their communities and creating jobs. We hope you enjoyed this stop on the Indiana GPS Project Destinations. Thank you for coming along, and we'll see you next time.